So let's draw ourselves a clock. The clock will have an edge around it, and it'll have all the little minute and second marks that you see on there, which we'll probably call something like ticks or something like that. So we're going to draw our ticks first, and we'll use black, a little rectangle about maybe that big. It should work. And let's write a script for the ticks. The script goes like this. When we click, what we want, well, what we really want is to move, so we're going to need a variable, so we'll call that tick, and we'll set the tick to 0. That's going to be our position. Then we'll go to the middle and we'll move to the edge, and then we'll stamp, and that means that this actual sprite, which we'll call tick, minute, whatever, you don't actually have to see it because it's being stamped, so we'll hide it when we start. Now the thing that's missing is that we have to point in a certain direction before we move, and that's where tick comes in. So if we do that, there it is at the top, and now we want a whole lot of those, so we need to put in a repeat and change the value of the tick. Now, just to show you what you're going to get, obviously that's not what we want. We want 60 of them repeated 60 times, move 6, 360. Let's see how that's going to look. That's going to be fine. Alright, we also need to clear, but we'll come back to that. Alright, so that's getting our ticks. Now the other thing we need is the edge of the clock, so we'll duplicate that and we'll just call that clock. So that's clock, and its script as well went with it, which is good. Now with tick in two different places, we're going to have a problem, so we have to figure out what the order of this clock is. So we'll actually draw the clock, then the ticks, and then we'll set the hands up. So this one is fine, except we need to play with the costume a bit. Probably just as easy to draw another rectangle, maybe like so. That'll be fine. And because this is the first part, we will clear everything. Now we're going to run into trouble here, and the reason for that is that the tick will be confused, because at the moment it's saying when I click the green flag do these things at once. We don't want that, so what we'll do is we'll broadcast a new message here, and we'll call that tick as well, so at least we know where we're going. And then when we receive tick, instead of that, we can do this. When I receive tick, reset tick to 0 and go. And then the third thing we can do is, instead of having green flags all over the place here, what we'll do is we'll do this. When I receive tick, but before that, let's hide it, and then let's show it. Same here. When I receive tick, let's hide it first up, and then we'll show it with a broadcast message. When I receive tick is not what we want. We probably want something like that. So let's just go back and fix this. Hands, that's better. And the third one, we need when I receive hands, show, hide. So let me check that's right. It is. Same here. Go there, hide it. When I receive hands, show it. Alright, and then we'll just make sure we're right. So that's the first part. looking good. This is the next bit. We don't need to show that, and we don't need to show that, but we do need to show the other ones. So just let's see what we've got here. There's our clock, there's our ticks, and our clock hasn't turned up, and that's probably because we need to broadcast from the bottom of this. So we've got that. We also probably need to take this out a little bit, and maybe we can just cut this back a bit, maybe 4 and 90 should, maybe we'll sort that out. Let's see how we're looking. And that's looking a bit better. There's our ticks and there's our clock. So looking pretty good.